The Ireland's Got Talent theater feels different tonight. The usual excitement and chatter settle into a quiet hush as the host steps forward with a serious expression. He introduces the next act slowly, respectfully, explaining that this is not a typical audition. From the side of the stage, a thin man appears, walking carefully as if every step requires effort. Beside him is a young boy holding his hand tightly. The man is Ernesto, a poor father from Iloilo City in the Philippines. His clothes are simple and worn, his face pale, his body fragile. The boy looks no older than 10, his eyes already full of worry. The judges straighten in their seats immediately. One judge leans forward, sensing the weight of the moment. Another judge's expression softens, concern written clearly across their face. The audience grows completely silent as Ernesto and his son reach the center of the stage. The host asks Ernesto how he is feeling. Ernesto smiles faintly and says he is tired but grateful to be there. His voice is weak yet calm. He explains that he is very sick and does not have much time left. A murmur ripples through the audience. Ernesto continues, saying that he comes from a very poor family in Iloilo City and that everything he has ever done has been for his son. He explains that tonight he is not singing to win anything. He is singing a prayer to Jesus, asking him to watch over his son when he is gone. The boy tightens his grip on his father's hand, tears slipping down his cheeks. One judge covers their mouth in shock. Another judge looks down for a moment, already overwhelmed. Ernesto takes a deep breath, closes his eyes, and raises the microphone with trembling hands. The first note comes out softly, almost like a whisper. It fills the theater with a stillness that feels sacred. Ernesto's voice is not perfect, but it is honest. Each word sounds like it comes from deep within his soul. He sings about faith, about surrender, about trusting Jesus with what he cannot control. The boy stands beside him, holding onto his arm, crying quietly but refusing to look away. The judges are completely still. One judge's eyes begin to fill with tears almost immediately. Another judge presses their hands together as if in prayer. The audience is motionless, afraid to break the moment. Ernesto's voice shakes, but he keeps going, singing as if every word matters more than breath itself. As the song continues, Ernesto's strength fades slightly, and he pauses to catch his breath. The boy steps closer, supporting him with both hands now. Ernesto looks down at his son and smiles gently before continuing. His voice cracks on certain words, especially when he sings about leaving his child behind. The emotion in the room grows heavier with every line. Tears stream openly down one judge's face. Another judge wipes their eyes but cannot stop crying. The audience is no longer hiding their emotions. Soft sobs can be heard throughout the theater. Ernesto sings about asking Jesus to be a father when he no longer can, to guide his son's steps, to protect him from the hardships of the world. Halfway through the song, Ernesto's knees tremble slightly. The boy notices and holds him tighter. A staff member backstage prepares to step in, but Ernesto continues, determined. His voice grows weaker but somehow more powerful at the same time. It feels like a farewell wrapped in melody. The judges are visibly shaken. One judge lowers their head, shoulders trembling. Another judge looks directly at Ernesto, eyes red, completely undone. The audience feels like they are witnessing something deeply personal, something never meant for a stage yet shared bravely with strangers. As the song reaches its final verse, Ernesto opens his eyes and looks directly at his son. His voice softens into something almost tender. He sings the last prayer slowly, carefully, asking Jesus to never leave his son alone, to give him strength when life feels too heavy, to remind him that he is loved even when his father is no longer there. The boy begins to sob openly now, pressing his face against his father's side. Ernesto finishes the final note gently and lowers the microphone. For a long moment, there is complete silence. No applause, no movement, just the sound of shared grief. Then suddenly, one judge stands up, hands shaking, tears pouring down their face. Another judge stands immediately after, breaking down completely, covering their face as they cry. The audience rises to its feet as one, applause mixed with sobs filling the theater. Ernesto hugs his son tightly, both of them crying now, holding each other as if time has stopped. The applause continues, but it feels different. It feels like respect, like love, like prayer. When the judges finally speak, their voices are broken. One judge says this was not an audition, it was a sacred moment that will never be forgotten. Another judge struggles to speak through tears, saying they have never felt something so real on this stage. They say Ernesto showed the world what true love looks like. The judges openly cry as they speak, no longer trying to hide their emotions. One judge looks at the boy and says that his father's love will never leave him, no matter what happens. Ernesto tries to respond but cannot speak. He bows his head and presses his hand to his chest. The boy steps forward and softly says thank you, his voice shaking. The audience applauds again, louder, stronger, as if trying to lift them both with sound alone. The judges nod, tears still falling. In that moment, Ireland's Got Talent is no longer a competition. It is a place of faith, love, and farewell. As Ernesto and his son slowly walk off the stage together, the applause follows them, refusing to fade. Backstage, Ernesto sits carefully on a chair, holding his son close. Both of them cry quietly, overwhelmed by everything that just happened. For a poor family from Iloilo City, this moment was never about fame. It was about leaving something behind that money could never buy. A prayer, a memory, a love strong enough to bring an entire room to tears.